Hi. So here I am in bed, right, with my laptop on my lap because that's where a laptop goes, and I'm on the YouTubes and I'm dicking around trying to edit another video, and then I tried drag and dropping some music onto the little audio slot, and I've never done the YouTubes before. I'm still learning how to use the built-in editing software, which is really glitchy and kind of shitty, and I did it wrong. And instead of popping the track on there, because I'm trying to use my own personal stuff to make, but I didn't realize this is an open source, not copyrighted material that we provide for you beforehand only type thing until after I tried to drag and drop where it said to drag and drop from my own, you know, in the computer folder, and then it goes, boop, here's your little play bar and playing music. Like, that's not what I wanted. I can't click away from it. Oh, the URL changed. Back. Fresh project! The 2 days you spent editing this shit so you don't sound like a retarded, redundant diphthong is just completely flushed down the toilet, so whatever. So I'm trying to YouTube just normal shit, not edit shit. I'm just trying. Okay, sorry for it being dark. The lighting in this room is shit. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I'm just browsing, random shit on YouTube, trying to calm down and just looking and seeking and beseeching and begging the universe to provide me with an excuse to not destroy the fucking laptop. Okay, I know that it's like a legit 50% mortal error, like user error. I did it. I did it. I didn't realize that I was on YouTube and not, a personal video editor, because the apps that I was trying to get on my laptop were confusing and I didn't understand how to do the cutting thing. But I get it now. I know I make weird faces when I yawn. Get over it. So I come across, some esoteric shit because I'm into that, and YouTube from time to time suggests shit that's legitimately relevant to my interests. So and I'm like, oh, cool, wait, what? This is, oh, God. There's a shitload of Christian-y documentaries about how Kundalini is Satan and all of yoga was invented by Saturn. That dude that talked about the three blood contract, everything is Satan, you've been cubed, the universe is a sine wave, and we're all in a hologram. That guy. Talking about how the chakras are prisons, and then all these other people saying how they deleted their chakra, they removed their chakras, they erased their chakras, and I'm just here like, oh, why are short lives so fucking retarded? I'm like, okay, I know I'm not like the dragoniest dragon to ever dragon a dragon, but okay, hear me out, okay? Like, I know, like, I know you people don't know because I'm fresh to YouTube, but I know that I'm like really fucking conceited sometimes, but just like I said, bear with me because my conceit has warrant, okay? I have merit to why I'm bitching about this. I understand that everybody's got their own personal interpretation for shit. And, everybody's got their own personal way of going about doing a people. Um, I just think it's really funny when an idea catches and everybody obsesses over it. Like the earth is flat idea. That your eyeballs are round. When you look at a thing, you are focusing in a straight line. Like the light that is going into your eyeballs. It's going in a straight line. The thing that you're focusing on, your perception of sorry, when I get pissed off, I start to stutter. Your perceptive abilities, the things that you focus on when you perceive things, the focal point is straight line. Sorry, I'm lacking the proper words to say this fluidly, so I keep jumping over the same words trying to fix it. But the point is, you see shit in a straight line. If I want to look at the red dot on the TV across the room from me right now, signifying that the TV is indeed plugged in and you are ready, that is in a straight line. Point A being my eyeballs, point B being the little light, the little LED diode thing over there on the TV. If the Earth was flat, then I could go stand somewhere in Alaska and see Siberia, but I can't because from my point on the planet, from my point of perception, from my point of view, the other continent across the ocean is below me because I'm here. I'm seeing in a straight line, but Russia's over here. Over here. I can't see underneath the rest of the planet because I don't have X-ray vision. And then there's the whole anybody who's ever been in a plane or on a boat can see the curvature of the earth. I really don't need to be bitching about cymatics and simple, basic as fuck you can go out and do it for yourself physics because everybody's gonna start bitching in the comments about how everything's a lie. The universe is a hologram, chakras are prisons, and play everything backwards to hear the lies of the universe and buy gold, buy gold. So I'm gonna stop talking about that now and start bitching about chakra deletion. Okay, I saw this one video, this one dude, Divine Experience or Divine Enlightenment, I think something like that was his channel handle. He did pose an interesting point that the step-by-step process of like focusing on each individual chakra and then always constantly perceiving them as individual, separate, single, away from each other points in your body, in your metaphysical form that line up to make a solid channel. I mean, that's where you're supposed to start. Like how everybody has light and dark in them. Well, every form of balance and true harmony in the universe, at least as far as I can tell, is kind of like a paradox. Because you are, I am, we are beings of light and darkness. We are equally children of creation as much as we are children of destruction. We are in equal parts control and freedom. I could go on with the metaphors, but you get the picture. Now the paradox for the whole Kundalini thing is we are equally whole and broken, separate yet united. Every form of matter and every form of energy, which is kind of redundant because energy and matter are interchangeable, well, they're connected, which just kind of would be the whole point of me pointing out that the two are interchangeable. If you pay attention to quantum physics, the studies and the theories and the evidence that we're getting from going through the trouble of having a physical, quantifiable little bar graph to explain to people that, look, it's on paper now, we proved it right, shows that it pretty much doesn't matter what subatomic particle is doing some random thing anywhere in the universe, because at any point in time it could be directly connected to any other particle in the entirety of the fucking universe, no matter where it is or when it is. They're connected. The two look like this. In reality, they're this. And this. Light is particles and waves. They're not separate. They're just The back of your hand and the front of your hand is still your fucking hand. Now, I've said all of that to say this. Yes, you have chakras. You have vertebrae. There's cartilage between the vertebrae. What's inside the vertebrae? What is inside this? All the separated, individual, interlocking segments of your spine. Your spinal cord. One solid band. But it's still separated into different parts because of the different segmenting structures surrounding it. What is the spirit? The unifying force, the concept of being alive, the energy that is in everything in the universe that binds and connects us. We are all the spirit. That's where the whole Holy Spirit concept comes from. The soul is the part of the spirit that's individually you, the part of you that thinks and perceives things and makes personalized decisions, ideas, actions based on what you're taking in. That's the you, that's the soul. And then the body is the thing that houses all of that. Spinal column, spinal cord, encased in spinal fluid, or spinal fluid encased in a spinal cord, encased in segments. The spirit being housed in a form of structure, something that forces it to go through steps, to go through channels, to get from point A to point B, so that it doesn't go and everywhere. Instead, it has a structure and a sense of control. It is being controlled so that when it finally channels and flows and sparks and does a thing long enough to realize what it's doing, it can then move beyond that. This is the part that a lot of people just end up falling off the goddamn coconut wagon and then tumbling off a cliff and dying of stupidity because they don't take the necessary steps to understand that the paradoxes are things that exist for a reason, but they totally exist. That's the main point. Just because it's a paradox and you can't wrap your brain around it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You are separate and you are whole at the same time. So yeah, you have chakras, which are just fucking words to describe a certain state of being. You have different separated aspects of your being, and we have words to describe each of those aspects. People are sexual. People are mortal, carnal. We have bones. We have physical, mortal, base matter, self. You have a sense of willpower. You can feel happiness, joy, sorrow, regret, shame, fear, passion, hatred, blah 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 blah. The list goes on. You get it. But you are all of those things together. So it's not that you have to go through the trouble of opening and closing and cleansing and blah blah blahing, all these separate parts and make them line up in a pretty little pyramid every single time you want to do or be something or somebody. It's that when you start out understanding that you are separate, you then become able to understand that you are also one. And once you understand that and you start to live that perception of reality, when you see that everything ultimately is the same thing and yet at the same time is nothing, and you're okay with that, you can start to do that. Because, okay, if anybody's watched Naruto, it's like when Sasuke first turned on his little Sharingan, little spinny eye superpower uh, thing. He could see and comprehend everything and was immediately able to mimic any other technique or ability that he saw, as long as it, he was able to resonate with it properly. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, if he came across a stupid fast or a stupid skilled opponent, that he could just match them blow for blow, because his body didn't have the training and his muscles didn't have the comprehension to know how or when to block or to dodge or to counterattack. He could just see it, which means he would be able to log it away for future reference. But that doesn't help when you're in the moment and, you've got Rock Lee doing a fucking inverted hidden lotus and smashing your face into the ground. No, then you're just like, oh shit, I just got my face smashed into the ground. And I saw every waking instant of it in 10,080p. So the whole Kundalini chakra awakening shit, it's kind of like that. You go through the steps, yes, because you start out born in a physical world, and we're very physical, very shallow people as a rule. It's just how we start out. I mean, look at babies. All they know is, I want stuff. Half the time, a baby doesn't even understand what the fuck it wants. It just is needy. And then the longer it's alive and the more it experiences, the better it can comprehend itself. Okay, I'm a thing. Those are things. I like this thing. I don't like this thing. I like this about myself. I don't like this about myself. Wait, about myself. I don't like this, but it's still a part of me. Huh. See, and then epiphany. And then it keeps going on until all the separate, single, contorted, fucked up parts of you are meshed together in a unified whole, and then you don't even need the whole building block, Jacob's ladder, diagram of the chakra system to work, the manifestations of the universe, because as far as you're concerned, you are the fucking universe. You're just another piece of the unfathomable cosmos, which means you're the unfathomable cosmos. Like this is my pinky nail. It's a part of my body. That's still my body though. I can move it, and sometimes parts of my body like to move by themselves, but that's a different story. So anyways, I get flustered and pissed off really easily when people go on their tangents and think they know shit, and then turns out they're just conformity is a bitch. I'll just say that. Conformity is a bitch. And I really hate seeing how easily people are just swayed into believing with all the fire and the brimstone of the gates of hell that everything is Satan, or you should delete your Kundalini. By the way, I need to get back onto the Kundalini thing because they're not Kundalini chakras. Having flashbacks of all the weirdos bitching about how Kundalini is Satan and all of yoga is from Satan, and I'm okay. I'm okay. Why are you people so stupid? Why? Why? Okay. Anyways, you can't like delete your chakras. The term chakras is just, again, it's just a name. It's just a label. It's just a way for people to use language of their mouths, the narrative self, the self-conscious brain, the part of you that's reacting to and experiencing life as it is on a daily, second by second basis. Yeah, when you're describing things to yourself and or others around you, you use language. There's all kinds of language: body language, symbolic language, fucking colors, noises, gestures, energy. You get it. This is just words to describe the separate yet singular parts of the channeling essence of you that is connecting with the universe. outside of you, the universe inside of you, and all the separate individual universes of all the other people you interact with. You can't delete that. You can't make it stop existing. You are you. The different, separate things about you that make you you will always be a part of you, while you're also connected to being unified with everything else in the universe. So no, you can't remove a chakra, but you can remove the illusion that they're all separate and that you have to go through a step-by-step structure and order that other people tell you to go through every time you want to do something with yourself. I think it's really funny that this is such a big thing now, because the whole concept of the third eye chakra is that it's the chakra presiding over the concept of vision, and it's blocked by allowing yourself to be eluded. When you get the wool pull over your eyes, or when you put wool over your own eyes, your perception is fucked. And when your perception is fucked, your reception is fucked. Which means you can't receive wisdom, understanding, intuition, instinctive know-how from yourself. You start being a horrible judgment of character. You'll start believing anything anybody says or not believing anything anybody says, even if it's you. This is why the teaching of the chakras is supposed to be so important, because it's a way of teaching you which separate parts of yourselves do different things. You know, I'm a human being. I'm a mortal carnal person in a mortal carnal world. There's matter and energy and touchy stuff around me, but I'm also spirit. Well, my body has a tendency to be pissy and fearful, but I am safe. I mean, whatever happens to me ultimately is going to happen. And if something overpowers me and I die, what is the point of being bitchy about it, or just having a fucking panic attack? Because if I have a fucking panic attack in the middle of, a traumatic situation, that's just going to make the situation worse and severely decrease my chances of survival. Acknowledging and understanding and being aware of what's going on is not the same thing as just completely obliterating your fear. Because again, you can't delete the chakra. You can't delete your courage. You can't delete your fear. You can't delete your hatred or love. You can ignore it, you can suppress it, but all those emotions are a part of what it is to be a person anyways. So, yeah, when a wild animal's coming at me, I'm going to be terrified because in that instance, I could die. But obsessing over that emotion or allowing that one emotion seated in the bottom of my chakras, since we're using the whole analogy I'm explaining, okay, you get it. Allowing that to completely envelop me is going to shut out all of the parts of me that are going to allow me to fucking survive. I'm going to subconsciously completely tune out my instincts that are running through my blood, that are coded into my body and brain through my DNA. I'm going to completely tune out my intuition, all the parts of me that is energy, all the parts of me that are connected to everything else, the parts of me that are even connected to the thing that is about to attack me. My willpower, my confidence, and my abilities, what I have physically learned either through accidental, situational, or deliberate experience, things that I've taught myself, been taught, things that have happened to me and I survived. I won't be able to call upon those memories to do anything about the situation. I could go on and on. You see how it goes. I'm going up and up through the chakras in this situation. So, um, it's I don't know. I really hope that this is informative to you people, and that, you know, when you're doing your research on anything, and it doesn't just have to be about spirituality. It doesn't just have to be about science, religion, whatever you're studying. Anything you go to learn, anything that you choose to believe, any path that you choose to take, at some point there's going to be a fork in the road. And when there's not going to be a fork in the road, there's going to be another person on there telling you that this path is stupid and they're going home. And if none of that happens, then you're going to go to yourself and wonder, why is this road taking so long? Did I choose the right path? What if this path ends up to be a fucking ditch or a volcano or a jungle with, you know, dangerous animals? Or what if I get attacked by, you know, a highwayman? What if a dragon swoops out of nowhere and takes me off to, you know, be raped in its mountain cave? Or what if I get abducted by aliens? What if a meteor crashes on me? Okay, man, you're on the path now. Just go do it. Stuff is going to happen whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what path you take. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be controversy. There's always going to be adversity. So just be prepared for that. And when you dig down deep into whatever it is that you're looking at, looking for, whatever, always, please, please bear in mind to always examine both sides of the coin before you decide whether or not it's of any worth. Okay, balance and harmony are a thing. Rainbows exist for a reason. That's gonna have to be like a fucking slogan of mine, because I say that so often that nowadays, but it's true. It's not like a pride thing. It's not like a hippie thing. Like, legitimately, no matter what walk of life you choose to take, rainbows still exist. Physics has come together to refract light through air and water and heat and blah 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 blah. They exist. Separate, single, away from each other things, unified into one beautiful fucking gateway to your future. So just remember that. I'm gonna stop finding different words to say the same thing for like the 80th time, because this is almost a 30-minute video now. But whatever. I hope this helps. I'm not even gonna bother with editing any of this. Just here you go. You get me in the raw, bitching about how stupid people are on YouTube. But hey, don't take my word for it. Go figure this shit out for yourself. I just needed an excuse to rant so that I didn't break the laptop, because then I couldn't interact with you people anymore. Bye.